देवा प्रभु जय गणपति देवा विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी सुख संपत्ति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा पार्वती पुत्र कहावो शंकर सुत स्वामी प्रभु शंकर सुत स्वामी गजानन गणनायक गजानन गणनायक भक्तनयनुगामी ओम जय हेदि सेदि के मालिक मूषक यशवारी प्रभु मूषक यशवारी कर जोरे विनती करे कर जोरे विनती करे आनंद युसवारी ओम जय प्रथम आपको पूजत शुभ मंगल दाता प्रभु शुभ मंगल दाता सेदि हो ये सब कारज सेदि हो ये सब कारज दरिद्र हत जाता ओम जय सुंदर सुंदला दुंद दुंदला मस्तक पर चंदा प्रभु मस्तक पर चंदा कारज सेद करावो कारज सेद करावो का तो सब पंदा ओम जय गणपति जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे प्रभु जो कोई नर गावे दारुक कह भावती दारुक कह भावती निश दिन सुख पावे ओम जय गणपति देवा प्रभु जय गणपति देवा विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी विघ्न विनाशन स्वामी सुख संपत्ति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम जय गणपति देवा ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। सियापति रामचंद्र की जय। जगत जननी श्री दुर्गा माता की जय। बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, you may kindly take your seats. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Narayanang Namaskrityang Naramachaiva Narutamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudidayet. devotees, once again we all gathered here tonight to worship the Supreme Brahm in the form of Shri Ganesh. Before I commence reciting the Katha, we'll ask each and everyone to try to picture that beautiful form of Lord Ganesh in your minds as we chant these verses which are dedicated to his worship. Om Sumukashtai Kadantashta Kapilo Gajakarnaka Lambodarashta Bikato Bigananasho Binayaka Dumraketoragana Jaksho Balachandro Gajanana Dwadashaitani Namani Yapate Trinno Yadapi Vidyarambi Vivahi Cha Praveshe Niragami Tatha Sangrami Sankati Chaiva Viganata Sanajayati Shuklam Varadaram Devam Shashivaranam Chaturbujam Prasanavadanam Jayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye Abhipsitartha Siddhyartha Pujito Yasura Surei Sarva Viganaras Tasmei Ganadi Pataye Nama Shivatanei Varishtama Sarva Kalyana Murati Parasho Kamalahastam Shobitam Modakinaha Arun Kosomamala Vyale Yagyopavitam Mama Hridai Nivasam Shri Ganesham Namami Vakratanda Mahakaya Koti Surya Mama Prabha Aviganam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Biganeshwadai Varadai Surapriyaya Lambodarai Sakalai Jagadvitai Nagananai Shruti Yagya Vibhushitaya Gaudi Sutai Gananat Namo Namaste Bhaktarti Nashana Parayai Ganeshwaraya Saraveshwarai Shubhadai Sureshwarai Vidyadharai Vikatai Chavamanaya Bhakta Prasanvaradai Namo Namaste Namaste Brahma Rupaya Vishnu Rupaya Te Nama Namaste Rudra Rupaya Kari Rupaya Te Namaha Vishwarupa Swarupaya Namaste Brahmacharine Bhakta Priyaya Devaya Namastubhyam Vinayaka Lambodaranamastubhyam Satatam Modaka Priya Niraviganam Kuru Medeva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Avahanam Najanami Tavarchanam Pujamachaiva Najanami Kshamazeti Ganeshwara Bolo Shri Ganesh and Bhagavan Ki Jai. Those who were present last night would recall we stopped where Lord Ganesh explains to Raja Barenya that thousands of people will profess to be devotees of God. And of the 1,000 that profess to be devotees of God, one will hit the nail on the head and find me. And that is all they need, one. You don't need all, one you need. He further explained to him the time when the human being departs from the earth and then he comes back into the cycle of birth and death. And the time when he departs from the cycle of birth and death and never return. Before we begin tonight, let us join together in the chanting of what is called the Ganesh Stotram. Yato nanta shaktirananta jiva yato nirgunada prameyad gunaste yato bhati sarva trida beda binnam Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yata Shwavira Se Jagata Sarva Vitus Tata Tapsano Vishwagopta Tatindra Dayo Daitya Sannaga Manushya Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Vanahibanu Bhavurabho Jalancha Yatah Sagara Chandrama Vyoma Vayu Yatah Stavara Jangama Vriksha Sandha Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Danava Kingnara Yaksha Sannagra Yatascharana Varana Shwapadashta Yata Pakshikita Yato Viragashta Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Bodhera Jnananasho Momoksho Yata Sampado Bhakta Santoshakasyo Yato Vignanasho Yata Karya Siddhi Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yata Yatya Putra Sampadyo Vanchitarto Yato Bhakti Vidya Tatani Karupa Yata Shoka Moha Yata Kama Eva Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Nanda Shakti Sashesho Babhova Dharadharani Nekarupo Chashata Yato Nekada Swargaloka Hinana Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Veda Jovi Kunnata Manobi Sadani Tini Tititayam Grananti Parabrahma Rupam Chedananda Bhutam Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Yato Nanda Shakti Prananda Shajiva Yato Niragunad Prameyad Gunasti Yato Bhati Sarva Trida Veda Binnam Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama Sadatam Ganesham Namamo Bhajama. Bolo Shri Ganeshanda Bhagavan Ki Jai. Listening to the discourse of Lord Ganesh, Raja Varenya says to Lord Ganesh, Ka Shukla Gatiru Dreshta Kacha Krishna Gajanana Kima Brahma Sanna Srit Kami Vaktum Mahasya Nagrehayat. You have explained to me that there is a time that the life departs the world and come back, and then one when he never comes back. This is something that is new to me. I want you to also explain to me, Kema Brahmasam Masrit Komi, explain to me what is called Brahm. Srittikami, how does the soul leaves the body and goes into another life? Vaktum Harasya Naguk Yarat. Explain these things to me. And Lord Ganesh responds, Aganera Jyotiraha Shukla Karamahara Yamayam Gati Chandranam Jyotis Tata Dhumo Ratrita Kshaya Dakshanayanam. Amongst the celestial beings, that Devata who is very proud of fire, who is proud of light, that Devata who governs the daylight, and the one who governs the bright half of the month, when the sun is in the northern horizon. When you devote yourself to God, and you depart at that time, that is called the bright half. On the opposite to that, the Devata who is proud of wandering, the one who is proud of the night, Tata Dhumo, that dark half, that Devata, during that 6 months, Ratrishta Dakshinayanam, when the sun is roaming in what is called Dakshinayam, the southern part, that is called the dark half. Explain something here. You ask people, what really happens to you when you die? What do you think this happens? The soul, when it leaves the body, it's like an air bubble. And it could only travel in one direction, east. But it reaches a point in its travel, 10 days, it goes east. And when it reaches the maximum, 10 days, it cannot go forward. Nor could it turn back. A magnetic field is preventing it from going forward. And a magnetic push is preventing it from coming backward. So it's compressed in the middle. And then it splits into two. Right? So if this is east, and it's going here and it's split in two, the only direction it can go is this direction, which is one is north and one is south. The one that goes north travels by day. The one that goes south travels by night. That journey, either way, takes a year. Contrary to what these idiots preaching, you could do shaving, bandara, everything one day, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, then people have to go back to work, bam. You believe that? You do it so. If you really believe that, go ahead. So when that soul makes its journey north, it is called Uttarayan. The sun is in the north. Even though the sun is in the north, the one that travels south is called Dakshinayam because it travels in the night. At the end of that journey, they reach two separate places. One is called the cause of karma, north. The effects of karma, south. Both are going to be judged. Here you are judged for all the good you do. Here you are judged for all the bad you do. Once you pay off that debt, the two comes back together as one. And from there, if you realize God, happy for you. If you do not realize God, then it comes back into the cycle of birth and death. It's called vasana. You bring that with you. A few nights ago I mentioned the different types of karma. One is called Sanchita karma. Sanchita karma makes you who you are now. Like Sanchita karma did that for you. Then Prarabdha karma, the things you do now, and you get rewards for it. Like Sanchita karma, like Prarabdha karma. And then there's one that you perform karma, and the rewards of that karma goes with you. That is called Agami karma. So which one has to do with God? None. So when people say they thank God for God giving them this and God gave them that, I'm glad for you. God has given you nothing in this world except your date of birth and your date of death. Nothing else he can give you. Your karma gives you the rest. Karma is what gives you that, not God. God have nothing to do with what you do in your lifetime. Go to the Bhagavad Gita, read it, you will see where Lord Krishna explained to Arjuna, I am not concerned whatever good and whatever bad people do. That is no concern of mine. I am only Sakshi. I am only a witness. I have no records to prove what you do. Chitragupta have that record. So when you die on your face, Chitragupta, he gives you a computer printout of all what you do in this lifetime. And the computer printout, he passes it on to Jamraj. And Jamraj looks at it and then he tells you I have good news and bad news. Which one you want first? The two is yours. But that is the only time you have a choice. People are trying to convince me that when you live in this world, you have choices to make. What choice do you have to make? Tell me. What choice do you make? You have no choice in this lifetime. Everything is predestined. Every single thing is predestined. You just fall in the groove and you go with it. Chapter 4 in the Gita tells you that. That when you come in the world, whatever you meet, you go with the flow. There's nothing you could change. Today I had an interesting phone call. Somebody told me they find I aggressive. I said, that's very interesting. Right? I said, what gave you that impression? They saw me on some program and they find I was aggressive. It's okay. I said, so what you looking for is a kunomuno. That's what you're looking for. Wrong man. Right? You say, but you mustn't be rough with people. I say, why? I never know anybody I rough up. My voice just heavy, there's nothing I can do about that. How your daughter come by me? If I ignorant, she don't come by me. Well, I have a nice policy in life. Big people afraid me. Little children, they get away with murder around me. Not big people. And you just lucky so far. But if I hold your daughter twice again, trust me, she's going to bawl. Because I will do something for she to scream. That's my nature. I'm not going to change that. So I don't touch people's children. For that is the only reason. Because I make them cry. When I hear them crying, I feel good. Their lungs working. You pamper them. Yeah, not everybody can't do that. You understand? Everybody can't hold a baby and feed them a bottle. I'm sorry we have a live baby here with who really hungry with a bottle and pass that baby on to everybody. And 90% of the people here can't feed it. But them is authority how to mind children. Understand? Mind yourself. Take care of you. Don't worry about nobody else. Because let me tell you something. There's a frightening thing going on right now when people die as Hindu. They ain't sure to get a Hindu funeral. I see dead man in box get baptized. You feel like joking? He get baptized in the box. I see that with my own eye. Right? I see Hindus die and the children refuse to go to the funeral. But as they come back from the funeral, they start to search every cupboard looking for will and deed. Right? Them just ni makaram. They're ungrateful. Having children like that, better you have none. I'm sorry to tell people that. Better you have none. You don't deserve to have them kind of children. You don't deserve it. Ganesh is saying to him, he says, King, let me explain something to you. Krishna te Brahma sansrityo vapto karanagati drishya drishmidam saravam brahmavetav Krishna ve Brahma sansrityo. Through the knowledge of the devatas and the disciplined life you live, know that to be Brahm. Brahm is everything. Brahm is not something to realize. Brahm is everything. Brahm is something for you to recognize, not realize. You have to see it, see how it works. He says, in this creation of mine, drishya drishyamidam saravam, some things you could see. I could see you, you could see me. See the breeze now? Figure it out. You can't see it. Not seeing it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So that which is called Brahm is a combination of everything that you see and everything that you realize. Take what you see, add it on to what you realize, put it together, that is Brahm. Ksharama panchatmakam aviddi tadantara ksharam smritam abhabhya jalitam akantam shuddham vinisanatanam. There are 6 things important to you. The 5 senses and your soul. Nothing else is important. Nothing else. People could take everything that you have in this world. That ain't hard to do. You trust me? Sign a blank paper and give me that. Yeah. I hear plenty of fellas say that already. Tomorrow when I see you with a calabash in your hand, around where they want to know what's going on, how you reach there, boy? A pundit in your day. Trust your 5 senses. Trust your soul. Within the combination of the 5 senses, together with the soul that surrounds the 5 senses, there is something that penetrates that. What penetrates that is what is called Om. Om is the one that shatters everything. Om is everything. That Om is called Tadantaraksharaya Smritam. The supreme word is called Om. When you have the 5 senses, the soul, firmly developed in what is called Om, with a purified mind, Shuddham Vidisanatanam, know that to be the eternal Brahm. Eternal Brahm is not a person. It's not a person. Brahma is somebody else. Brahm is something totally different. That is the supreme Brahm. That is the eternal Brahm. That exists forever. When the world dissolves, that still remains. From that eternal Brahm, when the time comes for life to come back in this world, all the souls that exist in the eternal Brahm that didn't merge in it, all are we going by God when we're dead enough? That is a fact. Nobody could deny that. All are we going there? The problem is, all of us not going to stay there. So when the time comes for them to come back in this world, that is when they leave the Supreme Brahm and they come back into the cycle of birth and death. At the point when the umbilical cord is cut, that is when you sever ties who you are and where you came from. The journey to find out who you are and where you came from, that starts all over again. If you want to try that all the time, keep doing it. Keep doing it. That is how it works. Aneka janma sanabhuti sansriti parikirtitaha sansritam prapna bantyeva yetu mam ganayanti chaha. Aneka janma sanabhuti. When the soul moves from one body to the next body, failing to realize God, it keeps coming back into different bodies again. That is called transmigration of the soul. We call it in simple term, reincarnation. Every religion believes in reincarnation, but just they cannot preach it. Because if they preach that, you leaving Sanatana Dharma to go in a religion that's talking about born again. Right? One day a former prime minister told me that he's a born again. I said, when you were dead, boy? I didn't know you're dead and born back. But if you say you're dead and born back, I believe you. You understand? I'm not going to doubt nobody. But I'm smart enough to know if you could try to convince me that Jesus coming again and he already dead for my sin, I good to go. I don't need to baptize again. He already dead for my sin. Poor fella dead for sin that me him commit before I born. I mean, how dotish you could be? How dotish you think people could be? There's a beautiful, I want to call it story, in John, in what is called the Acts of the Apostles, where they took a child to see Jesus, and the child was blind. And they asked Jesus, what is the cause for this child to be born blind? Is it the sin of the mother or the sin of the father? And his answer was, it is not the sin of the mother, and it is not the sin of the father. Whose sin it is? If it's not the mother's sin and the father's sin, then somebody had to carry the blame. It is the child's sin. But the child now born, what wrong he do? They can't understand that the child bring that with him. They cannot understand that, because the day they say that, we good to go. The day they convince you. You see, we have a policy in Sanatana Dharma. When somebody died, the day your father dead, you ought to shave your head, whoever a little bit remain. But you don't have 4 brothers to do it. Right. In the Bible tell you, if a person die, anybody who is bloodline related to that person has to shave the head. Anybody who touches the dead have to shave the head. And anybody who touches a person who touched the dead have to shave the head. We say 10 days, they say 7 days. In 7 days' time, you should shave your head. The day they start to preach that, we good to go. We good to go. And I've already said, and I have always said, anybody who go to Hajj and come back without the head shaved, they went Saudi Arabia. They didn't went Hajj. Because when you go Hajj, you have to shave head. And there's a beautiful sign put up there when you're entering into the city of Hajj. If anybody goes beyond this point who is not a Muslim, will be beheaded. I could bring the book and show you it. Pilgrimage to Mecca, Muhammad Amin. You understand? It's all written there. I didn't write that. I didn't write that at all, partner. When I see that, I said, that's the book I'm looking for. You understand? So the journey through different births is a difficult journey for the soul, simply because yetu ma maganayanti chaha. Because every time you are born back, you go a little further away from God. Unless you're a real devotee. You go further and further away. So it becomes more and more difficult for you. Let me explain something to you. living the life of a Hindu today, if you die tomorrow, there is no guarantee you're going to born a Hindu. I could see myself being born in the Congo. A man who can't cook, not in the Congo, because I had to run down my lunch and see if I could catch it. And if I catch my lunch, I starve. The only place I want to go back is Trinidad. The only place where I live a whole life and never work a day in my life and eat 3 times a day. The only place in the world you could do that is Trinidad. You go in a week. You don't know how to cook. You just pick up the papers and see who dead and fall in. You're getting things to eat every night. You understand? That's where we reach, where everything is a business. Everything is a simple business. And Ganesh is saying, don't be caught up in that, because that journey is a difficult journey. Yo mam samyak upasannate paramabrahama prayantite dhyana jai rupacharayamam tata panchamriti dibi. When you could sit alone in your own space and you could meditate upon me, the devotee who does that achieves the Parambraham. And the Parambraham is the place of no return. You have to do that for yourself in your own private little domain. Antakale chamameva smarana mokta kalevaram ya prayati yasanabhavam yati nastyat yasanshayaha. Antakale chamameva. When the Antakale means the time of death. When the time of death reaches you, devotees of God going to know. They don't know when the time reaches. And they will focus all their energy onto that Supreme Lord. Prayati sa yaha madabhavam. And they think about me. Thinking about me, when the soul departs, it merges into me. Yanti nasyatra sanshayaha. Without a doubt in your mind, O Ganesh, O Rajavarenya, they move from this earth into me. Snana vastra jalamachara sugandha dupa deepakai naivedya palamatambuve dakshina bhikshda yutarachate. That when people sit to worship me, a piece of cloth is spread. The place is decorated. People offer perfume. Perfume here means something that smells sweet, whoever it is. I was going to bring a bottle of sandalwood oil for you, but when I studied the price of the sandalwood oil, you got to do without that. Find sandalwood incense and burn that. The oil too expensive. Then you use incense. You perform arati. And then you offer what is called Mahanaivedya. Mahanaivedya is not prasad. Mahanaivedya is food. Food is offered to Ganesh. Fruit is offered to Ganesh. Flowers is offered to Ganesh. Pan is offered to Ganesh. And to those who are there, who are less fortunate, you could give them gifts. You see, until pundits, and that includes everybody, stop preaching this madness about gold, dankari cow, and dachina. Dan, dachina, 2 started D. We're looking for the 3D. It don't have no 3D. It only had 2 out of the 3. Dan and dachina. Forget that. You understand? That's not your job. Yatakadoshi yadashnasi yajajohosi dadasi yat yatatapasya kaunteya tatakuruswa madarapanam yatakadoshi yadashnasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat. Now, that's where the controversy comes. The controversy comes if the Gita tells me that whatever I eat, I should offer it. So then I could eat meat and offer it. That's a good argument. It's a stupid argument, but it's a good argument. And I'll tell you why it's stupid. Because the scriptures tell you, Je je vivedaya bhati ke papi Masaya hariya aur surapi. The greatest sin you could commit is to kill an animal for the purpose of food and to drink anything that gets you drunk. So if the scriptures say eating meat and drinking is bad, you can't justify eating. People tell me that in Shroud already, they're supposed to cook everything the man used to eat. I say yes, but you have to also cook the last thing he eat before he did. That you have to cook also. So the guy says to me, he said, Babab, the man drink Ramazan. I said, that is the thing, you have it correct. Everything you cook, sprinkle some in it. So when you eat it and you dead, he go get some too. Don't come with that stupidness by me. I'm not buying into that. You understand? Whatever you eat, offer it first to me. Anything that qualifies, anything that is qualified to put into the hawan, offer it to me. One guy said to me, he read in a book where they offer horse meat in a hawan. I say, yeah, it's called Yagya. What else you want to know? He said, but if they offer horse meat, we could eat that. I said, no, you're supposed to eat the horse liver. Because horse liver, when you're anemic, horse liver could get you better now for now. But it's illegal to kill horses in certain places. If you're anemic, then what are you going to do? So the doctor make a medicine called B12 in a lab. That is the equivalent. And the Ashwamedh is when the Yagya is complete, they chop up a live horse. All must be the same size. And they do a hawan with that. Right? The mantras are so long that when they offer the first piece in the fire, by the time they finish the mantra to offer the second piece, the first piece burn out. That is what kind of fire are we talking about. And at the end, when they offer the last piece, then the guru comes to the yag. And he do he hocus pocus and he say midimi, Om Magalam Bagalam Swaha, and whatever he do, bam, the horse come back out of the fire alive. Alive. That is not recommended in this age. Don't get catch into that. Not for this age. There is nobody competent in the world could do a yag like that. Not even in India they have men like that. And if they do have, none of them are brave enough to take that chance. That is not a chance you want to take. So, unless it is fit to be offered into the fire, offer everything to me. Tata Kurushwa Samadar Panam. Offer everything to me. When you offer everything to me, what comes after? Bhakta yeke yacheta sachai syashtesham pariyamyaham evam pratidinam abhatya madabhakto ma samarchayet. Then, with pure devotion, with a pure mind, sing my glories, read my scriptures. I will personally ensure the needs of my devotees. For this reason, devotees of God, evam pratidinam bhakta. You cannot be a devotee of God Sunday morning in the mandir. That is not a devotee of God. Right? I was watching a program on, they call this thing YouTube. There's a term they had for it before it started, a live stream. Whoever a live stream is. So I press the button and I forward it a little bit. Upon it reading good. When he finished, I call him. He did a good job. The only problem is, you don't know where you read. You say, what do you mean I know I read? I said, you could read the Vedas? He said, no, but it was on YouTube and I cram it. I said, that's a different thing. You are reading. Parat could do that too. I said, but one thing I want to tell you. Tell all them girls in the audience who's singing in the stage, who wearing sleeveless clothes and all kind of thing, that is not the proper clothes to wear in a mandir. He said, but I can't tell them that. You understand? I said, but if I come in the mandir with a dirty washikong, you go put me out. You understand? There's a certain decorum you must follow. There's a certain decorum you must follow. When you go to court, and this is a sad thing for women, when you go to court, you cannot enter a courthouse unless you cover your head. I'm asking you that, I'm telling you that. You go in a mandir, you won't cover your head. You bigger than God, where I go tell you? Fix up. Fix up. If you bigger than God, nobody, you understand? I tell a guy one in a Yagya, I say, boy, tell your wife tomorrow when she come in the mandir, don't wear blue clothes. I didn't throw that blue jersey. Serious. He tell me I watching his wife. I say, boy, let me tell you something. There's only one man on the face of the earth watch your wife, and that is you. Because nobody else in the right man can watch a woman like that. Right? She maybe was a Coca-Cola when she was young, but right now she's a 2-liter. You understand? Don't fool yourself. Because blue, the only thing in blue in Sanatan Dharma is death. Blue is symbolical of death. Go back in all the old files they have on YouTube about decoration in Yagya. You will never see blue paper. Nowhere in the world they just use blue paper. Blue is symbolical of death. It's not blue, blue, God love you. Blue, blue, Jamraj coming for you. Blue is the color of death. So when you read the scriptures and you understand how this works, then you should engage in this devotion. How? Pratidinam, every day. You don't have to go in a mandir every day. You understand? It culminates in the mandir, but you do it home every day. So when you see people have this little Ganesh routine, a little Tariya home, and for 2-3 days, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Deva, when they're going to put you in a river. Nothing wrong with that. Privately, nothing is wrong with that. But that is not a yag. That is your private devotion. Everybody should do that. You understand? When the lady called me and told me, oh, she have a saligram home. Lady in Canada. Called me from Canada, she have a saligram and she want to know how to worship in Kartik. I said, you go to a sports shop and buy what is called a slinging shot. And put the saligram in that slinging shot and shoot it and get rid of it. I say, one, as a woman, you should not even touch a saligram. Don't even touch it. And I ain't going to, you want me to really explain to you why you shouldn't touch it? Come on, get real. Just don't touch it, leave it alone. That don't concern you. You understand? That's not for you. See, but a Baba gives you that. I say, lady, the Baba dotish to give you that. And you stupid to take it. Now, let me tell you something you want to hear. If you are meat eater, saligram is not for you. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself and feel you go fast for 30 days in Kartik and you're good to go. That ain't going to help you. Saligram is for people who do not eat meat, who do not consume alcohol. There's a certain time in the day to do that puja. Not every day. You get up lunchtime, you can't do it. There's a certain time in the day to do that. That is a difficult discipline. And no woman under the age of 50 cannot do it for a month. It's not going to happen. So then where you get for it? Nothing. Don't interfere with that. No, the Baba want to tell you that. He want to tell you he went to India and bring a saligram. Look, let me tell you something. There's only one place in India have saligram. Only one place. It's called the Gandaki River. Where the mountain is. There are certain insects living in that mountain. And they just cut the stone. Cut the mountain. And that stone has fallen in the Gandaki River. Right? Somebody had to go in the Gandaki River and take out one and bring it for you. I was very fortunate. I tell people that they don't believe me. I'm very fortunate. I call my Swami in Connecticut. I say, listen to me, I need some saligram. He said, when you say some, what you need? I said, well, what part of some you don't understand? I need more than one. He said, well, I could send 2. I said, 2 is not some. 2 is 2. Go beyond that. Right? He said, I go see what I could do for you. I send Ralph it, Ralph pick it up. Right? I think Rohit bring it when he was coming. Says you have one. You're a lucky boy. Don't worry, I had 2. I have one that is shaped like a peanut. How the peanut has been in the shell, just like that. And I have another one that is a fascinating saligram. That when you start to do that puja in the month of Kartik, a face does appear on it. And I will never tell you who the face is unless you're lucky enough to be by me that day when that happens and you see it, you're going to know who the face is. If I go to say that, I'll get in trouble. Who face it is. And that is right there. Right there. You have to have a diya lighting day 24/7. 24/7 for the month. You know how much ghee it's going to take to light a diya 24/7 for a month? It'll take 10 pounds of ghee. 2 5-pound tin. So to start with, You have to have $700 to buy 2 tin ghee. Everybody can't afford $700 to buy 2 tin ghee. Trust me on that. It's an expensive thing, but it's a discipline. That is what Ganesh is saying. This kind of devotion I am talking to you about is pratidinam. It's every day you do this. This is not a one-off thing. Every day this has to be done. And those 2 words, pratidinam, are the 2 words that enters into what is called the Ganesh Ashtakam. Ganapatira Girijaya Brishadvacham Kanamoko Nanadi Mukadimadima Manujamala Trishula Brigastvacham. The next 2 words, Pratidinam Kushalam Jayamangalam. Analyze that. Pratidinam, every day. Kushalam, happiness. Jay, victory. Mangalam, auspiciousness. Those are the rewards you do it. That is the reward that you get for worshiping Ganesh like that. And the good thing about that, I took a copy of that. I gave Pandit Haridev a copy. Last year was the first time he attempted to sing it. So I call him and I clap him on the phone and say, well done. At least you learned something new. He never used it again. And then I took it to Connecticut and I gave it to the Swami. The man could read it, a Sanskrit scholar. So he read it out. He said, very interesting. Where you get it from? He never see it in a book. I said, I have good news and bad news for you. Which one you want? He said, he wanted good news. I said, that was written by a Trinidadian, my friend. That was written by a man in Trinidad. And the man who wrote that, I'll tell you the story how that is written. I have the original copy, Indian. I don't know how I end up with the original, but I have the original. And copies, he looked like he made copies with it and then pass on the copy to this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Everybody have a copy, but I have the original one. And ILNA, nobody that. You could do what you want. No. A lady went to him. I'll tell you who the pundit was. And the lady was complaining. She husband always in the shop drinking. In those days I'm telling you about, When a man could sit down in the shop when rum was penny a drink, he had to be real rich because he drinking a whole bottle. And he abusing the wife. And the pundit went in the bar for him. And he tell the pundit, he said, if you could write a song for me now, I will stop drinking. The pundit said, you're serious? He said, yes. He said, get 5 witnesses to witness this. The barman wife, 2 fellas who was drinking with him, and some other fella who passing to buy something. The 5 of them witness it. He said, hear what the man say? Yeah, he said, give me a pen and paper. And that man started to write, Ganapati Girijaya Brishadvacham. That is where that was written. The man is a man they call Pandit Parmanand from Claxton Bay. He wrote that. Pandit Parmanand was a man from India. But he was a Trinidadian. And he wrote that. One of the most auspicious things I have ever read in my life. Ganapati Girijaya Brishadvajam. Ganapati, Ganesh. Girija, Parvati. Brishabvajam, Lord Shiva. Kanamako Nandi Mukadimadima, Swami Kartik. Nandi. Manujamala Trishula Megaswacham. Whatever the Manuj, the human being, goes through in his lifetime, that man with the Trishul will take care of him. How? Pratidilam Kushalam Ajaya Mangalam. That is what he writes. Ravi Shashi Kuja Indu Jagapati. Surya Dev. Lord Indra. Jagatpati, Lord Vishnu. Brigu Jaya. Nujasinga Haketava. Brigu. Jaya. Jaya, you know who? Victory. Uragana mapi yoga chara chara. Uragana. Your senses will fly away and leave you. Well, he's talking to the man in the bar. When you're under that, your head does go in a different direction. How? Pratidinam kushalam ajaya mangal. That is a fantastic thing, partner. Don't nobody fool you. Right? So, Lord Ganesh is saying, with that devotion, tasmat saraveshu kaleshu mamanos marayodyacha mayayarapita mano buddhir mame vaishyana sanshayam. He says, O king, think of me. Imagine in your mind what I look like. And whatever form you could focus me on, that is my form. And the Vedas have described to us Tattvamasi. The only person in Hinduism who has described Lord Krishna to perfection was a blind man. A hell of a thing. A blind man described what Lord Krishna looked like. And every artist in India painted it according to that. Look at every picture of Lord Krishna. The position going to change. Different positions. The face never changed. Watch it and see. Go on YouTube and see. Every face is identical. And everyone is done by somebody else. Everybody don't think alike. So to do that, you have to have some kind of inspiration. And the inspiration comes from a man they call Suradas. Suradas wrote in a bhajan that if you spend your life Suradasa bhajana binu without glorifying God, Britta so janama gavai hai, such a life is a wasted life. That is wasting a whole life. Fix your mind upon me. Let your heart be upon me. Mama vaishana sanshayaha. Without a doubt in your mind, you are going to come to me. You can't escape me. Once you make the effort, now. You think God doesn't understand how the human thinks? The next verse says, Atava nahi pujam kuravata stira chetasa atava pallapatredyo pushpamula jaladibi. Because of the lifestyle of people, certain ingredients very hard to get. Trust me, it's hard to get. I went in, Anil was with me one day. I went by Lil Store. I shouldn't have said Lil Store, I could call it Aginam advertisement. And I'm looking for a patra. And a girl bring a patra for me. I said, lady, this last year patra. He said, no, that this year old. I said, lady, you can't read this language. I telling you this last year patra. So she, when we done argue, I said, listen to me, I don't want it. Because I last year own. I have that already. We say, send you bring a last year. I sent him to buy a patra fella, I have a clue what he buying. He gone and he spread out the chest like a peacock. I want a Bhavani Shankar patra. The girl pick up a Bhavani Shankar patra and hit him with it, bap. I say, this is a miracle patra. He say, how? I say, last year Diwali fall on so-so date. This year it fall the same date. Last year Ganesh Jayanti fall so-so date. This year it fall the same date. You get any message? He say, no. I say, idiot, you buy last year patra for this year. Carry it back and give them. You understand? I know he fault. So the lady trying to convince me why I should buy mitai and laddu and all them kind of magic thing. I said, lady, whoever making that must be paid. Right? Because you're making this wholesale. He said, we had Jandi too, right? Only blue flag for Shiva. I said, lady, they don't use blue for Shiva. She said, who tell you that? I said, lady said, use a pandit. I said, no, not at all. But I is stupid. I'd rather be a pandit to be smart. I said, because the smart pandit tell you put blue for Shiva, I know he dotish. You understand? And you cannot correct them. Where the day has gone when you could sit down with a scissors and cut a jandi. Where are they gone? If you don't have a machine, you drill 3 holes in it with the scissors and you tie it up. Where those days gone? You buying PVC pipe paint green? You really think God dotish by? Upon they tell me one day they have no bookmark where you're supposed to put bamboo. The Dharmacharya tell me that. Not this one, the last one. So he did put a PVC pipe. I said, you sure it's the right no way? He said, I'm telling you it's the right no way. I said, so what is meant by Surya Bhasakara Bhanu Prabhakar Dinakara Ravi Aditya Divakar? He said, man, write that. I said, you have it down to a science. You have it down to a science. You have to defend the stupidity that you do. You understand? So he says people will make excuse. And they're not no excuse. Things really expensive. I used to buy a nice guitar that used to cost me $8 for one. $350 now for the same book. And when I look at the one I bought for $8, it was selling for 25 rupees in India. The one today selling for 16 rupees, selling for cheaper. And in Trinidad it's more expensive. Do they think it's stupid? You understand? Certain things that are needed, what we call ingredients, hey, you might not be able to afford some of them things. He said, then sit. Kurovita stira chetasa. Forget the ingredients. You sit down. Put your mind, put your thoughts. Manasi pujam. Perform the puja in your mind. You don't need nothing. Do it in your mind. And then offer fruit. You have no excuse if you can't get fruit. Come on. Leaf. Don't make no excuse, you could get leaf. Flowers. You could get that. And better than those three things is a root crop and water. Root crop is what? Aloo, cassava, arrows, dashin, yam. It's a root crop. It's under the ground. And offer these things to me. Abhyase yaga yuktena chetasana nyagamina paramam purushamadebhyam yati partha nuchintayam. These are the things. When you do it, O king, what happens? The mind becomes disciplined. And when the mind becomes disciplined, with the practice of whatever little meditation you know, practice it over and over, you're going to get it right. And when you get it right, you will come face to face, paramam purushama divyam, with that eternal light. With that eternal light. All your computer smart. When you go home, punch in the University of Los Angeles and see what their logo is. They took their logo from a Sanskrit verse. Jivitam Jyoti. Let this light grow. Like their logo. Well, the fancy thing on the emblem. Let this light grow. From a Sanskrit verse, Jivitam Jyoti. A little while ago, when I was talking about the mistakes that the older generations made in pharmacy, in medicine, was getting rid of Latin. But the man asked me if I know Latin. See? What difference it make? What difference it make? You know Latin? He said no. I said, okay. So you have any idea what Pax Antribus, Salus Sexuentibus mean? You know? He good. Stay quiet. When you enter a place of worship, Pax Intrantibus, you must be at peace with yourself. And when you leave that place, Salus Sexuentibus, you must be satisfied with what you have heard. So Pax Intrantibus, Salus Sexuentibus. The next one, E pluribus unum. People who go to Yagya is E pluribus. Many. But whatever you have heard in that Yagya, unum, it must make you one. You want more? He said, no, I have enough. I said, thank you. I ain't know one damn thing in Latin. I cram that. You believe that? You believe it? Right? Pujemam pratannena tadadreshtam palam labet trevidasvapi pujasu shreyasi manasi mataha. Make the effort. Don't make an excuse. When I ask you to sit down tonight, you tell me, hey, sit down. You understand? Because when that opportunity comes, you grab it with both hands. You grab it with both hands. People do involve, Rajan involved in Yag for the past 20-something years, oh my me. Not a day he ever went close to the baby in his whole life. Come on, sit down. Now you understand why it's important. See, I'm feeling real good, innit? Say, right, weren't you feeling good? You understand? When you get that opportunity, make the effort. Because when you make that effort, tatat dishtam palam labit, then you understand what is called the grace of God. How the grace of God comes to you. Trividasya Pipujasu. There are many ways to worship God, but Shreyasi Manasi Mataha. It knows, Ganesh knows that in this age, the amount of mumbo jumbo you just hear for mantra. I just hear some mantra that's frightened me, boy. You see, I will explain something to you. I do not know more than no other pundit. I have never made that claim. That I know more than this one or I know more than that one. I've never made that claim in my life. But I make every damn effort possible to me to get it right. I make every effort to get it right. And that is why I write my kata. You feel I can't read the original? Where do you think I get the kata from? From the original text. I write it. And what caused me to write it? I had put my book on a singhasan one day and a lady threw down a glass of water on it. And that, you wouldn't like to hear the language I use. So the day I use that language on a singhasan, I will get locked up. I went after she throat for that. She said she find my voice was singing hoarse, so she bring a glass of water on the singhasan that has sponge and put a glass of water to stand up on sponge. What you think will happen, man? It fall on the book. So that, don't come near this at all. I serious, don't come near, don't wave no RT over this. Because if that water in the area fall on this, I going to lick you down right where you stand up in front of my book. I treat this thing very, very sacred to me. You understand? I have made copies of this and given to different people. If they choose to use it, they use it. If they choose not to use it, I do my job. My scriptures have explained to me that whenever you write anything on Ganesh, make 8 copies. 8. And give it to 8 people who could read it. I have done that. I have done that. Somebody asked me a question, if I die and my son cannot come to Trinidad and do my rites. I said, I don't need my son to do my rites. Go to the last verse in the Ganesh Puran. The Ganesh Puran says any human being who could sit down with a pen and transcribe the entire Ganesh Puran has completed his own shroud already. For 7 generations. If I born 7 different, next 7 times, my shroud taken very good care of. Now, if I don't believe that, then why am I wasting my time writing that? You understand? So, these things are sacred. I say to you, King, make the effort. None of us perfect. One pundit tell me one day, I went to photocopy it. He said, Babs, where is that? I said, boy, this is the Ganesh Gita. He said, what? Where you get that from? I said, boy, I'm looking all over the place and I find different verses and I make it up. He said, make a copy for me, man. Right? I said, but not so easy. He said, but Vyas do that. I said, let me tell you something, partner. My name is Vickramaditya. It have no way in the world I name Vyas. And if you feel like going and copy that and give, even if you pay for the copy, I won't give it to you. You don't deserve it. You understand? And they criticize you for that. I beg upon it one day, beg him, change the date for your son Janeo. Change the date, it's wrong. Change it, it's wrong. He said, I know too much. He come to borrow Kara and stick and desk. And I gave it as a carrot, man. Saturday they do, Sunday they do Janeo. The following Sunday I was doing that son funeral. He didn't invite me for the Janeo, but he invited me to do the funeral. 1 week time the boy dead. And in the funeral I told him that. I said, Babs, you understand what I was telling you now? You think you understand? I told 2 pundits that and both of them son dead in it. Not once, it happened twice, it happened. I won't call the 2 of them name. You understand? If you feel you're right, you go ahead. I go get the funeral to do, me worried. Do you understand? Look the chance you take in. What is the possibility of you being in an open savanna, 8 miles in circumference, and a car run off you and hit you and kill you? You ought to be real bad lucky for that to happen, you know. Miss every tree in there and hit you. Little 9-year-old boy. Lose his life for nothing. Right? For parents' ignorance. This is not a joke. Don't nobody fool you. And that is why I keep telling people, this 3 night, mumbo jumbo, hocus pocus, yak they doing. Is mumbo jumbo. That is mumbo jumbo. And let me tell them, if you are fed up here, I fed up here it already. Ganesh have a big belly. Ganesh have a big belly. I know that long time. Yeah, big ears too. My ears big like he own. I said, the difference in me and he, I a little more fit than he. What's Japanese telling me about? You understand? Go beyond that. We past their age now. That long time thing. That long time thing. Right? That the Ganesh Puran is only about Ganesh have a big belly, Ganesh have a big belly. Forget that now. We past that. He says, go deep into this. And when you go, manasi me mata, when you go into your mind, that is where I reveal my real self to you. In your mind, you will see it. Satatam kerata yantamama yatantashta dridabata namasyantastamam bhatya nitya yukta upasati. Constantly chant my name. Sing my glories. Strive to attain me. How? Namasyantastamam bhatya. Through that love and devotion, bow to me. Through that meditation, nitya yukta upasati, worship me. I will make your devotion very firm. Napyo tamamu tamula necha ya yakrita mama brahmachari grahasyevo vanapasyo yatashtishaha. To qualify to do Manas Puja, you must do it without any desire. Don't wish for anything. Just do it for the love of doing it. It is the highest form of devotion. Brahmachari. Brahmachari means a person who is a student. Greatest thing to do, Ganesh Puja. To a person who is a householder, greatest puja. Vanaprast, a person who is a renunciate, greatest puja. Yatashtichaha, even the sannyasi. The greatest puja is Ganesh Puja. Ananyacheta satatam yomam smarita nishtaya tasyaham sulabhaparta nitya yuktaya yoginaha. However you think about me, however you focus upon me, that is the form you are going to see me in. Ekam puja prakuravano apyana devi siddhimrechati madanya deva mavo bhavaya dvishanama manya devatam. If the devotee worships me truthfully, with love and devotion, I will bestow the Ashtasiddhi upon him. Those who discard me, those who abstain from worshiping me, those who make enmity amongst devotees, and they worship, what they mean by Dvishaya Manya Devatam, and they change their religion. Right? Sopi mameva yajate paramatva vidito nripaha yohyanya devata mamcha dvishanana yam mamarachetaya. He says, those devotees, O Arjuna, O Rajavarenya, they put themselves in such a funny position. You understand? I went to a wake recently. One of my school friend's wife passed away. Mr. Raj. The Baba, the drunk boy. The man reading the kata and he drunk. He was a born-again Christian. And some idiot in Pinal throw water on him and make it up on it. And he make the biggest mistake than I did. Say, I have Pandit Vikram in the audience, most knowledgeable Pandit in Trinidad. I know what he say. And he want me to come and say a few words. I say, Bob, you real good. You stay right there. My friend wife done dead. I ain't say, you know, prayer to help she. You say the prayer, you real good. That's where we reach. You think I say that to criticize he? You understand? When a stupid down in Pinal could take water and sprinkle it on the next dummy and make it up on it. And that's what them doing for Panditai. The man drunk, and they could tell you that any day in the face. And the day I meet him face to face, you could call name, you are courthouse closed. Not yet dead yet. A young little boy? You don't know who I talking about. Look, the one you talking about, he dead. Yeah, I know when he dead. Don't mess with this. You understand? Look, I have school friends who sit down here. They were there the night. They all them know why I say the truth. That's what we are to subject ourselves to. When we reach the stage where a pundit doing a funeral and could tell the judgment in the house, don't call that pundit to read. I go handle the reading. For what? By reading in a dead house is free. You have no fee for that. That is free. And even for free, the pundit who he licking up is his nephew or his brother's son. I say, but all you reach, all you going, boy. All you reach, all you going. They ask me if I want to come one night and read. I say, me, not me, Papa. Them too rich for me. I invited one of the most senior pundits in Ashrad in a monthly reading to read in a week where he had 9 chela living in the house. 9 chela. The man tell me he don't lecture to ordinary people. He only lecture to intellectuals. I say, but Bob, you're not an intellectual. Today he hold the highest office. You understand what I mean? That is what you're doing to this religion. That is what all you're doing. Lord Ganesh said you have to bow to learn. You have to be humble to learn. The day I started to learn, I wanted to learn one thing in the Ramayana. And my father tell me one day, he said, listen to me, go by so-so person. I said, you're serious? He said, yeah. Drop out Gasparillo, by where the post office is, and walk from there to the top of the Central Range. And the man watched me and said, hey, you, come back tomorrow now. And he closed the door and gone inside. I said, he looking for me to lick key down. He doing everything to get licked down. The man do me that for a month. You feel like joking? And the day I say, I go tell he from his great-grandmother generation come down today when I reach by him. I line up for him, you know. And as I bend the corner, he open the door. He say, "Bye, waiting for you since 8 o'clock this morning. Come now, man, sit down. I'm ready for you now." I say, "Really? You ready?" And I laughing right through. So you're laughing at us. If you know why they're planning to tell you today. He said, "I know what you're planning to tell me, right? I just tell you come back and come back and come back because me and want nobody come by my house on one day and feel they know everything and go." You understand? I sit down with a man for years, you know. Not days, you know, for years. 2-3 times a week. And we sat down with what is called the Ganesh Ankh. That is a 700-page text, it's big so. And we translated that book from cover to cover. The man tell me at the last day when we finished, he said, if I wasn't a strong devotee of Ram, you would have convinced me to be a devotee of Ganesh. He said, now that I finished this book for you now, I want something from you. I said, anything you want, I give you it, man. He said, when I dead, bury me. I said, that ain't going to happen. I'm not burying nobody. He said, well, you have to bury me. I said, unless you could convince me why I should bury you. And he explained to me why he wanted to bury. I said, I agree with you. I went and I buried him. Right? It have people with real knowledge in this country. Don't nobody fool you. Don't feel everybody who come from India in orange clothes is Swami. I was thinking about a wickedness last night when I went home. You know. I want to go to England by my children for the first time in my life. I want to go for 6 months. I go for not 2 weeks, I think. 6 months. And after 6 months, I'm buying 10 yards of saffron cloth in England. I must get that in the Swami Narayan Mandir. I'm buying 5 different color chandan. And I'm dressing up in that and I'm coming back for you. I'm coming back. From the time I land in Piyako, I Swami. Goshta yonder. You understand? I the big Swami. That is what we get catch with. And these dummy, they may know nothing. Don't nobody fool you. 9 out of 10 of them may know nothing. Them just know how to make money. I will go and stand up by a Swami and hand him $100 bill for 3 grain of rice. You know how much rice I could buy with $100 there? As a matter of fact, for $400, I get 30 pounds of rice for $400. Buy big bag. I go give him $400 for 3 grain of rice. What are 3 grain of rice doing for me? He said he blessed that. I say, really? He offered that to God first? No, he ain't bless it. God had to bless it and he ain't do that. When they say that, they say criticizing. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just showing how gullible that the talent this country have. I meet plenty Hindus with real talent, you know. I have a trishul and a home made by a 90-year-old man, you know. That man cut that steel sheet with a scissors, you know. And if you see that, it's when he don't polish it. If that was only golden in color, could I get rich? Real talent we have. And we just wasting the talent. We just wasting the talent. We have been making Ganesh Murti ever since we land here. In Debe had, Chedi Jagan had a cousin used to live there. The president of Guyana had a cousin used to live in Trinidad. Sidhu Jagan, Ramai Trace. You know how much mandir he paint? You know how much Murti he paint? He used to draw Murti from his head and paint it. Up to 80-something years, he's still doing it. There's a boy used to live in Katwaru Trace, Rupnarayan. I see some Shiva he paint on wall. Up to now, professional painter, afraid to touch it to paint it over. And he dead nearly 20 years now. That's the kind of talent we have in this place. And we believe if I fella land from India, he know more than me. Really? Me, I meet none in India who know more than me yet. None. Even the Swami in Connecticut, where am Rohit? Somewhere around Rohit there. Rohit was there with a Yagya in me in New York. When the Swami made a statement the night he come, every time he go to a Yag to hear me read something totally different. Ask Ralph. Ralph will tell you. The Swami saying, I wonder, he say if he had two people like Vikram in New York, he shake down the whole of New York City. I say, brother, one of me is enough. You don't need two of me. Two of me is a dangerous combination to have. You understand? He say, because that is the kind of sacrifice we need. Forget the mumbo jumbo. Ananya chetatam satatam. Think about me, O King. Think about everything that you have in this world. Yomam smriti nishayaha. Think about all the blessings you have. You have life. You have health. You have a little job. You have a little old house somewhere, or a little nice little house some pack away somewhere. You have a beautiful little family with you. Tasyaham sulabaparta. That type of auspiciousness that you have. Nitya yukta sa yoginaha. Absorb yourself in me, and you will attain me. You will attain the siddhas. Do not discard me. Sopimame vayajate. Those who try to worship God without following the text, what the text said to do. Paratvam vidano nripaha. Those who make distinction. Fella come here and he watch the Murti. Then he go Lakshmi Narayan and he watch the Murti. He said, Lakshmi Narayan Murti prettiya. He said, the one in Ramai Trace belly bigger. You understand? Here like the color, the one they paint in such a trace. What stupidness you doing, boy? You so brave? Yo hananya devatanam. When you cause enmity, that enmity will spread amongst people. When you criticize my worship, that will spread. Some people have that kind of influence. You understand? When you do those things, what is going to happen to such a person? And Lord Ganesh says to Varenya, Yati kalpa sahasram sa niranya dupabhak sada bhota shuddha bidaya dao prananam sta param tataha. For thousands of years, they will go through the pain and suffering in Narak. Thousands of years. When the scriptures say 1,000 years you're going to suffer, it's not 1,000 years in we checking a papi. It's 1,000 years in Jamraj calendar. A yug, a whole yug, is 1 day. So multiply 1,760 by 1,000. That's how many years you're going to suffer. That's plenty time, boy. I don't need that. He says, those people, Bhota Shuddha Bidaya Yadav, they, in their heart, they will suffer for the pain of that. Is that worth it, King? Prananam stapanam tataha. This life that I have given to you, purify it. Purify the life that I have given you. Purify the body that I have given to you. Some people are very unfortunate because of whatever reason they mash up from birth. Right? They can't do nothing. They can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. Akrishya chetaso vritti tatunyasa sukramati kritavartam matrikanyasam bhakshina chata shanangavaha. Purify your intellect. He says, O King, I say to you, to worship God, you have to bathe all the time. Tell the people that, well, if you want your mind clean, you are going to bathe. Lady, if you have bathed your mind dirty, just like your body, don't fool yourself. For the pundit, change your janeo. You ask a pundit when he's supposed to change your janeo, half of them may know. Half of them may know how to make it. Thank God for the store that's selling it. They're buying it and hanging it up. You understand? They don't know how to make it. They don't know how many nuts that have in it. Come on, at one time I didn't know either. I try all out to learn to make a janeo. Can't make it. I went by a fellow in Daya village, Sunwa Pandit. He showed me it. Still can't make it. My father showed me one day, he sit on crossfoot on a chair and he wrap it like a capital 8 and make it. He said, look how easy this thing is. Right. I said, I can't figure that out. One day I sit down by myself and figure it out. You understand? Make the effort, you're bound to get it right. He says, O king, Kritavata Matri Kanyasam, the greatest person that you owe something in this world is only 2 women you should have in your life. Earth and your mother. If you're not grateful to Mother Earth, you can't be grateful to your own mother. I just sing a different bhajan. If a man has 4 women in his life, he's not a man. Don't misinterpret what I just say. If a man don't have 4 women in his life, he in real trouble. If he have a daughter, this you have no daughter. Trouble. You don't have a wife, you don't have that too. So 2 out of 3. You're heading downhill. You have a daughter, you don't have a wife, you don't have a mother, and you don't have a grandmother. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. I lived through 2 grandmothers. And I'm the only person. This goes on weird, eh? I am the only person in my family. My Aja had 15 children. 12 boys and 3 girls. My first uncle was born in 1916. My last uncle is still alive. So we down here a long time. And of all those 15 children, all had at least 6 children. Them 6, some of them outbeat their grandfather. I only had 2. But of all of them put together, I am the only one who have a picture of my nanny and Aji together in it. You know that thing they tell your mother-in-law don't get along? I have a picture with my nanny and my Aji in it, in the same picture. That's a picture I'm going to cherish. I won't share it with none of them. You understand? So, when a person doesn't have those 4 things in life, let me ask you a question. Yeah, you could answer that question. Three women in your life. Which one love you the most? Your mother, your wife, or your sister? Well, you have 4, a daughter. Well, 3. The daughter don't check. Which one of them 3 love you the most? I hear in your man. Your mother, fool yourself. You continue believing that. That is not true. A mother's love to her child is conditional love. She love you for a reason. Your wife would love you for a reason. The only unconditional love you're going to experience in a lifetime is from your sister. So those who are sisters, consider yourself damn lucky. That love is unconditional. She don't want nothing from you. She wants nothing from you. Don't nobody fool you. That is the only unconditional love you're going to get. But if you cannot love the earth on which you walk, and you cannot love the woman who bring you in this world, Lord Ganesh says, Bahincha cha tashanganam. I really don't know how to help that person. Even I ain't know how to help them. And if God ain't know, nobody else ain't know. Nyasam namula mantrasya tato dhyatva jape napa sterachito jape matram yata guru mukhagatim. And of the 2 children that you have, which one you love the most? Don't give me this stupidness, but you love the 2 equal. Don't even say that. If that way you're going to say, I could pelt this lamp. Don't say that. Pick one out of the two. Which one you feel? You can't go there? Then you don't have a clue, boy. I could tell you out of the, my two love me with a passion, you know. They love me different. But if out of the two, which one will commit murder for me? My daughter. She will kill for me. I don't care what nobody say. My son go turn around and tell me, you do that to yourself, papi. You fix yourself. You understand? My daughter will kill for me. That is a bond that nobody understands. The relationship between a mother and a son and the relationship between a father and a daughter. It's totally different. It's totally different. I experienced that since my daughter born, I experienced that. Right? I could get away with murder by she. Not my son. I won't even take a chance from him. He too sharp for my intellect. You understand? That bond between a father and a daughter. I tell people that don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. And never go between a son and a mother. You don't know what you're doing. You could get killed twice in the same day, you know. Don't interfere with that. He says that when you realize the craziness you have done, Nyasam chamula mantrasya, Lord Ganesh says, go back to the Guru now. Go back to the Guru. That is a word in Sanatana Dharma that people misrepresent. Guru. You have all kind of Guru. You have dental Guru, you have mechanic Guru, you have yoga Guru, you have health Guru, all kind of Guru. And all the Gurus should play the same way. They don't understand what it is to be a Guru, what the responsibility of being a Guru. He says that Mula mantra, he will impart back that mantra to you. Let me leave that mantra alone, the Mula mantra. And when he gives you that mantra, accept it. Sit in a quiet place and talk to God. And that mantra, Yata Guru Mukhagatim, that mantra which comes from the mouth of the Guru, that is the mantra could save your life. Sometimes you go to do Hawan and thing for people, tell them, say the Guru mantra, and they tell you which one. Oops. How much Guru you have? He said, well, you know, my Guru was so and so. But then I meet this fellow from India and he's my Guru. I say, let me tell you what to do. Say the smart Guru mantra. He said, which one is that one? I say, so you have 4 Guru and you don't know which one's smart? You need more help than you think. Japam niveda devaya stotva stotra rakenada eva mamamya upasitsa labe moksham mabhyayam. Chant the mantra of all the devatas. In Sanatana Dharma, in this Kali Yuga age, they talk about the Panchadeva. There's only 5 devata you need. Ganesh mantra, Shiva mantra, Durga mantra, Vishnu mantra, and Surya mantra. That's all you need. Forget the rest. Forget the rest. They're not important. That 5 mantra is yours. He says, whatever wrong you have done in your life, Sastutva Ranekada. Chant the different stotras. That's why we do the Ganesh stotra every night. If I do Shiv Puran, I read the Shiv stotra. If I do Devi Yag, I read the Devi stotra. If I do Bhagavad, I do the Krishna stotra. Don't make joke of that. That's serious business. Because that is what brings you mentally back on track. When that happened to you, and you are able to read those stotras, if you can't read it, sit down with your pundit and let him teach you it. Let me rephrase that. Sit down with a good pundit and let him teach you it. Right? He says, such a person who understands this, that is what being a Sanatanist is. That is a Sanatanist Hindu. And being a Sanatanist Hindu, under those conditions, Sanatanist is not what we call Sanatanist. Sanatanist is anybody who believes in God is a Sanatanist. Such a person liberates himself. Apichete durap, apicheda sipapebya, saravabhya papa kritnama, saravamagyana panenaiva, vishidam santadishyati. That even the greatest sinner in this world can cross this ocean of birth and death using knowledge that he has acquired from the Guru That knowledge will become the boat to take you over the cycle of birth and death. Not the Dankari cow. Dankari cow will carry you over the Vaitarani River. Anybody who tell you that, I asked a Baba that one day. He said, if I Dankari a cow, I will go over the Vaitarani River. I say, you ever went over the Vaitarani River? He said, no. I said, how you know that I will carry you? He said, but we have to live. You understand? I live in a gated community. Why I want a man to carry a cow for me, boy? Why are you going to mind that? I was doing a Bhagavad in Clark Road once. And the man who doing the Bhagavad, my great-grandfather and his grandfather came from India together. So, I'm making a joke with him one morning in the Bhagavad. I said, when this Bhagavad finished, I had a cow. I joking with the man, boy. The man said, you're serious? Then I said, let me cut all this choppiness. I said, no, I'm not serious. I said, because where I live in, only have Baba Green. And cow do eat Baba Green. So if you want to give me a $2, I'll go take it. That night in the Bhagavad had one man in 400 people with a suit and a tie. He was a misfit. What a man in a suit and a tie doing in a Yagya? Can't figure out who is he. He's the salesman for the car. I say, you really feel I serious? I say, I don't. It's joke, partner. I ain't want no motor car. Thank you. I don't need that. And you come and pick me up to bring me for the Bhagavad? He said, yep. I said, when the Bhagavad done, how am I going home? He said, I can drop your back. I said, so why need a car for? I don't need a motor car, partner. Sorry. You understand? The Guru has that ability to impart that knowledge to you that could take you over the cycle of birth and death. Let me explain something to you. All them fellas who running around playing pundit. I'll give you a little story from the Girada Ramayana. The Girada Ramayana says, when Ram was going back, he tell the soldiers, go back in Ayodhya and see all who missing, bring them. They come back and tell them it have nobody. He said, no, go back, it has somebody missing, bring him. Them fellas search for days and they can't find him. He said, only looking in the right place, man, look. What they saw, they went back and tell Ram. He said, we ain't see nobody. But we saw a dog lying on the side of the road. And the dog alive. But it's infested, his body is infested with worms. He said, that is the person I'm waiting on, bring him. Do not let one worm fall off that dog. And fella take the time and put him on a sheet and bring him. Right? And Ram said, throw it in the river. When they threw that in the river, the dog became a human. He said, I want you to explain to these people here how you end up so. He said, in my last life, I had a very good guru. He imparted all the knowledge to me. At some point in time, I believed I was more knowledgeable than the guru. And when my guru died, I had all his records, all his books. And I took those books and I went to all the judgman and them. And I started to do puja for them. I started to christen their children. And when I died, I became a dog. And those very chelas I christened, when them dead, they became the worms. It's them who eating me now. So who want to get catching that stupidness? Go right ahead, papi. Go right ahead. When I see a dog with a black dog with a white spot, I just about Jai Jai Mahadev. You know why? He thief from a man there. And he born a dog. When I tell people, when you do Hawan, use a spoon. I fed up tell people that, use a spoon. Do not use your hand. I don't care which pundit tell you use your hand. Because that ghee going to get under your fingernail, my friend. And when you sit down to eat, no matter how you rinse your hand, that ghee will still be under your nail. And when you put that food in your mouth, the same hand that you feed God with, that food, when it enter your mouth, going to make you born a dog in your next life. A potong dog. Not even a hybrid dog. It's when your teeth in the man there, you're just born pedigree dog. You know, you're born with a certain kind of class. That song, them think the song jokey, eh? But that ain't no joke, my friend. Them things are not joke. Dhyana madhyam stuti stotram. When you start to pray to God, when you develop that love for God, there is something called the Stuti Stotram. There are certain verses. There's a fellow they call Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is the guru of Sanatana Dharma. That he went one day to beg. As a 16-year-old boy, And the lady who living in the house telling me, I have nothing in this house to eat. Not even for me. Why go give you? He said, no, go and search. You must find something. And this lady find a half of a grain. And she gave it to him. And he talking to himself. People really so poor, boy? You understand? People really living under these conditions? This can't be right. And he stood up in that yard and he started to chant something that just come to his head. What's the name of it? Talk hard, man. The Kanakadhara Stotram. Go and punch it up on YouTube and check it. By the Bombay sisters. He started to chant that Kanakadhara Stotram. And when he finished, rain started to fall. The size of the grain that he get. But it wasn't water was falling. It was gold. Gold the size of that grain. The lady became a multi-millionaire with every drop. And she spent her entire life after that living under the same condition she lived. She never changed anything. Sudama came face to face with God. This idiot never asked God for nothing. And God offered him nothing. That is a friend to have. When he went back home, his whole life changed. Just by that company, his whole life was changed. He never changed anything in his lifestyle. He continued living how he lived. If you win the lotto, boy, when I call you, they go say, this phone don't take call from this number. You block me. Upon to do me that already. He blocked my number. This idiot blocked my number for telling him the truth. What do you want me to do for that? So when that astuti comes to you, boy, I love to write astuti. You won't believe how I write them things. I have a knack for them kind of thing, My handwriting still good at my age, boy. Well, pretty. I'll give you a Tamil verse when I finish. Tamil, So when that astuti comes to you, Natira Bhakta Rupamana. Salutations. I bow to you, O Lord. I am developing that devotion, that worship. Traigreyam Pavitram Cha. The mantras that are chanted. I learn these mantras to pray to God, who is Pitamaha, who is the father and the grandfather and everything in this world. That is the God I pray to. This is why we say, Twameva Mata, you are my mother. Chapita Twameva, you are my father. Twameva Bandushcha, you are my relative. Sakha Twameva, you are my friend. Twameva Saravang, you are my everything. Mam Deva Deva, O Master of the Universe. That's what the mantra means. And I don't know why people say Mama Deva Deva. It ain't no Mama Deva Deva. Mam Deva Deva. It's not Mama, it's Mam. Aham Kraturaham Yagya Swadaham Maham Aushadam Mantro Aham Mahamavejam Aham Agani Aham Mutam. Whatever mantra that you chant, the Lord says, I am that mantra. Whatever rituals you perform, I am the ritual. Whatever yagya you perform, I am the yagya. Whatever offering is made to pitris, I am that offering. I am the food grain. I am the mantra. I am everything. Pitamahasya jagato matadata pitamaha. I am the father of the universe. I am the mother of the universe. Vedyam pavita omkara. I am the Vedas. I am the Omkar. Riksama yajudevacha. I am the scriptures. I am everything. Ya upasa nayehino degang no vyarata janma bhak yagyo maushadama mantra aganirajam havirahutam. That person who lives in this world without trying to be a devotee of God, who criticizes Sanatan Dharma, such a person is called dead weight. That is dead weight. Such a birth is useless. The day he feels he could do yag, that yagya becomes useless. Medicine, when he is sick, will be useless. The mantras he chants are going to be useless. The hawan he performs is going to be useless. Whatever charity he gives to see himself on the papers is useless. Doing shraddh for such a person is also useless. Don't waste time with people like that. Omkara pavana sakshi pravorametram gatirtaya upapatay poshako devi sharanamavaya evacha. The mantra that is chanted, that is called Omkar, I am that mantra. I am the purifying air. I am the sakshi. I am the witness. I am the one who creates and maintains this universe. I am the one, Sharanamaka Evacha. I am the one who grants mercy to my devotees. Gatira Bharata Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanama Sukrit Prabhava Pralayastanam Nidhanam Bijamabhyayam. I am what is called Gatira Bharata. Gatira Bharata means the final destination. When you reach me, that is Gatira Bharata. The one who witnesses everything and the one who shows compassion to devotees. Hawan. Asanamrityo sadamrita Mahatma Brahmamevacha Danamaho tapo bhaktir Japo swadhyaya evacha. I am the truth. I am the nectar. I am the Atma. I am the Brahman. I am the hawan that you perform, the penance you perform, the devotion that you have, the jap that you do, the rituals you perform, they are all me. Yad yat kadoti tatasaravam samema ye nivedayet yoshita durachara papastre varniraka tatha. Whatever you do in this world, do it in the name of God. And then when you depend upon me, the only person in the world who does not discriminate is God. Everybody else does discriminate. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. Everybody have discrimination in them. Nobody is discriminated when it comes to bhakti. A wicked person, a sinner, a businessman, a soldier, a laborer, everybody born in this world going to come in contact with me. Apitete duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadureva samantabhya samyakasito hisaha. The greatest sinner that walked the earth, the day he realizes the wrong he has done and he begins to worship me, he will find inner peace in the end. Mami padbya pashetya ye apisyu papayonaya striya vaishya tata shudras te yapi yan param gatim. Everyone born in this world. People say God discriminates against women. That is not true. When they talk about women being of a low birth, don't misinterpret what that means. That has nothing to do with the caste system. A low birth means a child who is born as a victim of incest. That is a low birth. A child that is born as a victim of rape, that is a low birth. Not the caste system. Are you stupid? Where you get that from? Because a child that is born as a victim of incest has certain shortcomings in the wiring. Wait, Anant. Wait. You're hiding behind the Murti Bhai. You and I have a love for the same thing. Fishes. We love fishes with a... Not fish to eat, fish to mine. I had to clarify that because somebody go say that before I reach home. The Bab say, he pong in it. No, that is not true. Don't matter how big the fishes that you're mining. When you start to inbreed them, they become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until that bloodline dies out. You understand? Don't you think the same thing happens to human? It have religion that preach and marry their own to keep the wealth in the family. You understand? Who want to do that, papi? You do it. Do it brave. But children who are born from incest, children who are born from rape, children who are born to fathers where the mother doesn't know who the father is, those births are called inferior birth. Even those people, I accept them with an open arm. Mami pa, we don't do that. Madashraya machanyeta kimamadabhatya dvijataya navinashyati yamadabhakto gyate mam viddabhuta saha. Whatever you do in the name of God, it is going to be accepted. Because at some point in life, you will depend upon me, and I will not let you down. There's a beautiful thing I've read. Sometimes you go by people to do puja and you see things right up on the wall and your eye fall on it. I think they call it something to do with sun. With this fella talking, and he says God promised to walk with him. And while he walking, he seen 2 sets of footprints. So you know God was with him. And after a certain distance, he only saw 1 set of footprint. And he started to panic. He said God abandoned him. And then God talked to him and said, no, I didn't abandon you. When you see 1 set of footprint, it's you who tired. I am carrying you then. You understand? I am fascinated by them kind of thing. This is what the Ganesh Gita say. When you depend upon me, I will carry you. Carry you where? Madabhaktya dvijatayaha. I will carry you to the abode of salvation. Worship me. Those who could worship me in the day, worship in the day. Those who could worship in the night, worship me in the night. They will understand what this universe is made up of. They will understand the that people live in, the conditions under which people live. Yesterday or today I saw a headline in the papers, entire family wipe out. They may have nobody to do nothing for them when they're dead. I'm not talking religion. They have nobody to even go to church after 40 days to say a prayer for them. The whole family wipe out. You understand? When you understand the difficulties that exist, that is the time to sit down and pray and say, Lord, something, these wires cross up real bad. Prabhavam me vibhutishta na deva rishayo vidu nana vibhuti viraham vyapya vishvam pratishtitaha. My creation, the celestial beings, the rishis, the yogis, the swamis, they don't even know who I am. And I am the source of their life. And they have not understood me. But I remain one place. Vyapya vishvam pratishtitaha. I remain the same all the time. The Devata, the Rishi, the Yogi, and the Swami, who has tried to worship me in 4 different ways, when they understand me, they would realize I am the same to the all 4 of them. I am not different to them. I am the same. Yagya cheshtam tamama loke mama vibhutera nibodhame. Whatever exists in this world, whatever illuminates in this world, know it to be a spark of my power. A few years ago, there was something called a miracle happening in my arrow by the big bridge. When you throw stone in the water, you feel it lighting up in the water. That is only happening in Trinidad. That don't happen nowhere else in the world. And you understand what's going on? We are the only country in the world that have a pitch lake. We are the only country in the world that have a pitch lake. We're so fortunate that the head of all the religion in the world, all were Trinidadian. I believe that. God come and tell a man, rain going and fall. It go have flood. Everything go dead. You build a boat. Find everything that living and put in the boat. The man really do it. And the boat was leaking. And he stick it with pitch. We get pitch from library. I believe that. I will bring the book and show you tomorrow. He get pitch in library and he stick the boat. We are the only country had pitch, boy. You understand? We have so much magic in this country, boy. Real magic. And people just throw it by the side of the road. You have people from all over the world who sing in Ramayana, and we can't sing it. You have people all over the world, they call them the Hare Krishna. Whoever you think about them doing it. When last you do it? You understand? All kind of miracle. Whatever exists in the world, everything in this world, O King, depends upon me. Depends on my power. My power illuminates everything in this world. And the day the devotee realizes that, he will begin to worship me so that in the end, he can come to me. Bolo Shri Ganesh and Bhagavan ki jai. We'll stop there tonight. Ready? All will stand as we join together in singing the Arati. Om Jai Ganapati Deva. Om Jaya Ganapati Deva, Prabhu Jaya Ganapati Deva, Vigana Vinashana Swami, Vigana Vinashana Swami, Sukha Sampati Deva, Om Jaya Parvati Putra Kahavo, Shankara Sutta Swami, Prabhu Shankara Sutta Swami, Gajananda Gananayak, Gajananda Gananayak, Bhaktanayanugami, Om Jai. Redi Sedi Ke Malik, Moshaka Yasavari, Prabhu Moshaka Yasavari, Kar Jore Vinati Karai, Kar Jore Vinati Karai, Ananda Yusabari, Om Jai. Prathama aapko poojat, Shubha Mangal Data, Prabhu Shubha Mangal Data. Sedi ho ye sab karaj, Sedi ho ye sab karaj, Daridra hat jata. Om Jai. Sundala, Dunda Dundala, Mastaka Parachanda, Prabhu Mastaka Parachanda, Karaja Seda Karavo, Karaja Seda Karavo, Kato Sabapanda. Om Jai. गणपति जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे, प्रभु जो कोई नर गावे, दादु कह भावती, दादु कह भावती, निश दिन सुख पावे. ओम जय. गणपति देवा, प्रभु जय गणपति देवा, बेगन विनाशन स्वामी, बेगन विनाशन स्वामी, सुख संपत्ति देवा. ओम जय गणपति देवा, ओम जय गणपति देवा, Om Jai त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। बोलो श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सियापति रामचंद्र की जय, जगत जननी श्री दुर्गा माता की जय, बोलो सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, you may kindly take your seats.